Hey guys, what's kicking? Today I'm going to be going through my art and melody remix, and I want to go through some of the highlights which really made this into a special track and go through my production process and hopefully give some of you guys some tips in things that would definitely benefit your production, mixing, composition, sound design, and all of that. The biggest question I got was mixing kicker bass, that sort of thing. So I want to be starting with that today. The first channel I'm going to start with is my sub layer. It's like sort of a sub layer. I used it for shots in some parts, but it's mainly sub. So we start with this today. It's sort of like a bit crushy sort of sub bass. So we've just got a classic saw, low filter, and I've actually split it into two bands here. This doesn't really need to be done for a sub bass, but I don't know, I want to give it some like more spark, so I just set in two. I used in phase stereo to give it some stereo width. I don't know why this is at 0% dry. I must have not ended up using this reverb. And I've done some EQing here. But oh yeah, this what the Saturn was for was the yeah. That was on the destroy setting to give that sort of redux, like bit crush sound. So if you listen to bands by themselves, that's the low end, and then we've got a little bit of high end here, so not too much, but just to give it that extra little bit of warmth. I have my limiter doing a little bit of compression right there. Not too much, but just getting it so we can hit -0 decibels. And after that, I have my LFO tool here. We actually move that a little bit like that, but that's alright. I really like a really hard sidechain for sub, especially. Like, can't stress enough. I like see people like sidechaining like this and stuff with their subs. I'm like, how do you, like, you're just gonna get so much phasing issues with that. So I prefer to just get a really nice hard sub. So when comes up to maximum volume, it sort of hits about half time, and then that's when you can see there's of course no kick volume here. So it's like kick sub, bass sub. It's like basically cutting it like this. And I don't normally have my bass in MIDI, so but for this occasion I've used my utility, and then I have my gain actually coming down here, because you see if I actually turned this off without the utility, actually getting all of this volume right here. I could actually make like a cool little transient plug, like a bass or something. Might use that for another sound. But yeah, the point is, say I've turn this utility back on, and we could see gain is going down right there, and we record this again. Oops. It stops right here. So we have a few milliseconds for the next note to breathe. And I haven't explained why this stops here. I actually have a block bass. And you can see it does go off all the way to the end with no fades. But I have another LFO tool with this plug bass, and I have 2 points right here to make sure it gets that little millisecond to breathe. So basically this LFO tool is just basically doing something like that, just so we get a bit of time to breathe before that first kick transient hits. But yeah, I like putting the LFO tool in the plug bass so I don't have to worry about fading every single bass and if they haven't copied properly, if one's not faded, just a lot easier like this. And I have another limiter on my bass. I put limiters on everything just so I can see where it's hitting. But yeah, let's delete that. We don't need that. Let's just reference. Alright, so bass layers. I haven't put layers actually on all the basses, and I'll explain why after. But my first layer I made, it's like, let me think. I think I have the layer process. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So I've put 100% wet Valhalla with 0 depth, and I've used acoustics. The laser punch gives that really nice sort of like punchy sound. I'll just show you what, oh, actually, no, I can put this in. Yeah, there we go. So I take it off, and you put acoustics on it. It makes it more like, I don't know how this plugin actually works, but in other words, it gives it like more punch. I think that's the right word to use. But yeah. So I like to have this play a little bit after the main bass. One, to have less phasing issues, and I want this other little, what's this? Yeah, this little top end plucky hit thing to come in first. So altogether, we have it sounding like this. And you don't even notice that they're playing at different times. It's the smallest difference, and I think it just makes it a lot smoother together. It just sounds really big. But yeah, that's my pluck bass. So the reason I don't have the layer on all of them is because I have my bass shots going over some of the basses. And I think with too much layers and stuff, it can get a little bit muddy. So I try and not go too crazy with adding stuff on top of each other. Even though I do it sometimes. Like, what do I do here? I had, yeah, what's this? Yeah, just a normal pluck bass. And I actually have a wobble, which has low end out of it, on top of the pluck bass. You wouldn't expect it because you want bass, then wobble. But then, yeah, I put it on top of the transient. And, I kind of like the sound of it. It's like, sort of like, gives swing. Like, I don't know the right words to explain, but I think that's just different and it's not something you'd really hear. But now I'm gonna get a little bit into some of my bass shots and sound design. So what do I have here? So I have all my bass shots here. But see, I've got some MIDI clips here. Let's look at these. What are these two? Yeah, so this is actually playing in this channel, but you can see I've rendered that out there. What I really like is playing with the reverb dry wet. So you bring it down, and then it comes back up. Sort of like that mirror effect, like doubling it. I think it just gives it so much like character, and it can bring a sound that's more dull to life. I've done it a lot. Like, what else? Have a look at on these. Maybe I did it with these. Oh, I did it with this one as well. Yeah. Yeah. Just like the stop and then it starts again. It just sounds so cool. What else do I have here? Oh, I actually did it there as well. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So here is the reverb dry wet. You can see it goes up, down, then up. And then this got really messy, so I decided to just put it onto one channel and add a few other EQs. And then I think let's put another side chain to make sure there's no clipping on the kick. Then I think I had another session making bass shots. Let's see. Yeah, I really like the sound. What is this one? Yeah, it's literally just two saw waves with some unison and detune this one. This is a Bit of sub. Not that you really need it, but yeah, just having that octave glide. I think that's like, yeah, 2 octaves gliding. Just gives that really beautiful, distinct sound. Like, what do I have here? Yeah. Really like this one. So beautiful. And then I had some other sounds here. What's this one? Yeah. One thing I'm always doing is just octave jumps and glides with legato. You can just get like the most distinct sound with just gliding it. Like those notes that are just in between other notes that you can't get only with like pitch bends. So I think, yeah, I rendered this onto one channel here. Oh, what a stupid EQ. I don't know what that was for. But just letting you guys know, all of these shots here have had a low cut on them. I don't know what process I might have done it before or on this channel. Let's see. I don't know what happened there. Must have been rendered already with low cut. But yeah, like I said before, I only have two things for my sub. Only this has sub, and this has sub. So everything else just acts as a bass, but it's not really bringing any low end. So I've got this, then we play it together. Whoops, with this one. Just sounds like crazy, and then you play it like all together with the kick and bass. Whoops. I think I had some other one-shots to complement it. Like, yeah, what do I have? I just turn one-shots over here. Yeah, I really like the sound. I think the, yeah, I like the sound as well. It came in the remix pack. And then I like having all these little one-shots. And then reversing them, so it's like, what? Yeah, so here's an example of why I haven't used the this layer. See, on this one, there's no layer. I really like having this sound. Sounds like a bit of a detuned chord pluck. And then when you listen to the track, it just sounds like that, and the other bass thing here are playing, and you don't even notice that there's a side pluck there, but it still gives that punch. What else do we have here? Yeah, like these sounds here I really like. Yeah, I've got like a filter coming up here, and then as you can see again, I'm playing with reverb. That should actually be like that. There's me making an honest mistake on camera that I didn't notice it too much, but yeah, you probably want that to be coming down before that plays, because that's a little bit dodgy. But yeah, I wouldn't normally do that. Must have been by accident. This was a kind of fluky one to make. I've been using this preset since 7 Moons. I think you can just get some crazy sounds out of it. Like, did a bit of filtering. Like if we just play some note. There's just a crazy sound. Like this preset, I can't remember where I found it, but I didn't actually make this. I found it from somewhere and I just named it Galaxy Synth. I think I made a few changes to it. But another thing that gives this really crazy sound is Crystallizer. Alvaro, who knows, showed me this. And you put this to 1200 cents, which is basically 1 octave. Every 100 cents is 1 semitone. So I think the way it works is it's like a delay. Every time you play a note, it'll delay, and I've got it selected on reverse here, and it delays it an octave up and it reverses it. So you can see I've turned it up and down, turned it up for that one. It just gives this crazy sound. Well, it sounds a bit different there. That's why I'm actually into this to audio. There we go. I literally had to have this sound in what's it called, audio, because it was just so dodgy. I don't know, all these different versions of it. I had some reverse reverb coming as well. Sorry, my power actually just went out. That was so weird. But there was 2 more things I wanted to cover. My main melody. Oh, actually, no, that's not it. Oh yeah, it's here. Actually, just 2 notes playing. It's just C and C sharp, and I've got this sort of pad playing the same notes. So when you hear it together, it gives this really nice effect. Just like, I can't believe that's only 2 notes, and I think that's probably it for the melodies for today. And last but not least, people wanted to know about bass shot design. Even myself, like, I get lost in this project. Yeah, I can teach you guys how to make this. That like really big growl. I don't actually have much processing on this one for a growl. Not even any saturation, distortion, I don't think. I don't know, a little bit there. Well, that's actually quite a bit. But this is really simple. It's all in the wavetable. Virtual Riot has some really cool wavetables, and oh yeah, here. You can see here on LFO tool, LFO 2, I have the wavetable position moving, and that's what really gives that dubstep sound. If you have a nice wavetable and just getting it to move around a little bit gives that really big growl sound. And for this patch, yeah, that's literally all I did. Add something on the filter. So yeah, that's on the filter as well. It's not really doing too much. I think yeah, actually put a low pass on that because I thought it was a little bit muddy. But yeah, you can get a lot of sounds out of this, like yeah, like heaps of crazy stuff. But won't get into that today. But yeah. But probably gonna wrap it up for today. Could make like freaking 8-hour video on my whole project, but that'd be a little bit boring. So yeah, this is it. My Art Melody remix. Such a freaking big project. Like, how many tracks yet? 265 tracks. Probably didn't use all of them, but I don't recommend having so many tracks. I think it can be a little bit messy and just turn into a bit of a headache. But as you know me, like, I like to make a lot of sounds and use a lot of sounds. So I like complex rhythm. So I make hundreds of channels, but yeah, it's hectic. But that's all for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and let us know what else you want to watch. I'm probably going to do some tutorials soon. I want to do a proper kick and bass tutorial from scratch, but that'll take time. But yeah, enjoy, and I hope I helped some people out and inspired some people or whatnot. But yeah, thanks for watching the video. Cheers.